Do 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 do. Boom ba doo boo boo boo. Boom boo 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 doo boo. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 bum bum ba dum ba. How's it going, Never Star Insulator? And Troy. Fuck you, Troy. I see y'alls. Guys are just a smidge early. We will be starting soon. Basil. I'm good. I got my new computer chair. I just have to wait until after the stream to put it together, but I am super excited. You eat ass. Okay. Okay. I guess that's good. Or that Wario girl was thick as fuck. But either way, anyway, with that being said, woohoo! Do 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 do. Ta-da! Okay. Boop. Oh, I'm sorry that one of your kids is sick. Would you please excuse me for 1 second? Basil! Get off that. Not for you. Okay. I apologize for that. Basil was trying to get into the box that has my brand new, not cheap, computer chair in it, and I wanted to make sure he wasn't going to claw the fuck out of it. Because I may have to kill him. Yes. Yes, I am thick. I've accepted this. And you all have helped me come to terms with that. Also, there's a super cute sheep right here. And I can't stop looking at it. Boop. Okay. We are playing The Letter, which is a visual novel, which is supposed to be a horror visual novel, and hopefully some spooky shit is actually going to happen. I don't have anything to throw at you right now, Basil, but I swear to God. He's testing me. Some nerd. Is that like a rice bowl? Anyway. Yeah, there's a sheep. There's a tiny little sheep right over here. In the far corner. I'm circling. Look at it. Look at the sheep. Look at it. Look at the sheep. I don't know what you're talking about, Corvo. I wasn't crying yesterday. I never cry. I don't have such a thing as... Oh, I'm sorry that the cat is sick. Anyway. I make it to the office within 20 minutes of leaving my apartment, completely disheveled and out of breath. A feat, if I take into account my usual travel time. I was not crying. Routine clamor, common to Briar Realty Corporation's Luxborn office, greets me as soon as my foot crosses the threshold. Papers rustling, telephones ringing at sporadic intervals, agents talking at varying volumes, staff moving about, and...
Where the hell is C? Where are my employees? What the actual fuck, guys? Of all the times to disappear without notice.
Wow, not professional, for the record. My boss's words turn muffled as someone else closes the door to his office, likely the work of our HR manager. Throughout the past week, he has been in a bad mood for a few employees who have failed to report to work. I hear they're still trying to get a hold of them, but to no avail. The result is, half their workload has been shifted to all available staff, so as not to lose clients. How's it going, Iridium? Not that I mind the extra work. If anything, it means I'll have more to send to my family back home. How's it going, Ed Granados? And no, I was not crying, Cuervo. I got misty-eyed, but I was not crying. That was weird. I'm a grown-ass woman and I do not cry. My bag barely touches the top of my table when Rose pulls me aside.
Here, I need you to help me with these papers. If you could also get these signed and photocopied before lunch today, that would be great.
I don't like your face. One after another, she thrusts a bunch of paperwork into my hand without explanation. A page flutters away from the top of the pile, and I lean down to pick it up, my eyes scanning the top of the pages as I straighten. It was super sad because it was talking about this woman, well, Isabella's family being in the Philippines and her having to work like her knuckles to the bone to send them money because their father's sick. I did. I finally got my chair, but it is in a box over there. Because I got home. I get home like 30 minutes before I stream, if that. Usually it's closer to like 20. So I didn't exactly have time to set it up, but you should see it for the stream tomorrow, provided all the pieces are intact. A purchase and sale agreement. Rose simply gestures her thumb towards our visitor lounge when I tilt my head in question. There, seated on the sofa and looking completely out of place in the humbly decorated rooms, is the same couple from the day before. The Wrights. Something bubbles up in my throat. Their presence in the office can only mean one thing.
They're buying it? We got a deal?
It doesn't hold on to my drinks, but it does recline. She swats at my hand, tugging her sleeve, although her eyes are alight with something akin to joy. Well, I'm glad you got your Nintendo Switch, or will be getting it very soon. And I don't want one from Office Max. I want that chair. She wants the sale to happen as much as I do. And now that it's here, the deal needs to be closed yet. Documents need to be signed still, but the elation is there. Along with the foreboding feeling I can't quite pinpoint.
I had to do a little damage control, but they're already interested in acquiring the property, even before they attended the open house. I mean, isn't it obvious? They already hired an interior designer. I've never seen a buyer as aggressive as Madam Wright. She didn't even try to negotiate a lower rate.
Well, so a little bit of background, Neverstar. Basil, we can look that up. A little bit of background, Neverstar. Isabella is the main character. She is a real estate agent trying to sell a house that is steeped in horror culture and urban legend. Had a spoopy experience inside of it, and now she's trying to sell it still.
One at a time, Rose. I can't process everything you're saying at once. What do you mean?
They're paying 15% higher than the listing price, as long as we get the paperwork done as soon as possible. I think if we allow it, they'll be paying up front, too.
Even with that urban legend?
Rose nods.
Oh, I was so sure we lost the sale after yesterday.
Don't look so surprised. We still have to conduct some last few checks before we completely hand it over to them.
Please. I'll happily do the paperwork duty, Rose. I'll even go to the land registry myself and make sure the property changes hands with every single legal blessing.
Okay, now, Veruca Salt got things that her parents bought her. I worked hard to make that money, and I am a grown-ass woman, a strong, independent woman who can spend her money on a goddamn chair she fucking wants. And this cursing is the entire reason that I cannot get monetized, and I hope you're happy for that. Don't they have better things to spend money on? I'd haggle it down to the lowest price if I were in their place. Especially with the stories attached to it. Not that my opinion matters one bit here. We're just the agents who are going to receive a hefty commission after all. Nothing more. How's it going, Justin? Sailor Neptune? Oh, she does! Her hair's a little too long and it's too green, but yeah, I could see it being really close to Sailor Neptune. If she had a tan, she could be Sailor Pluto. Rose gives me a pat on the shoulder, signaling she's heading back to them, and an unspoken instruction for me to follow after I'm done. It doesn't take me long to finish the work she's left me. In fact, having the boss sign the agreement is the easiest, since it was put him in a better mood, much to the entire office's relief. Is that Sarge Tonkion that you're reciting lyrics from? Ma'am Hana calls me over a moment she notices my presence at the lounge door. She welcomes me with a bright smile, her movements more open than one will typically expect from a passing client to have.
Oh, Isabel! How are you feeling? You looked awfully dreadful yesterday.
Party favor with no candy in it.
Isabella, I'm fine now, ma'am. I appreciate your concern.
Really don't understand why they can't get my name right. It's a fairly common name. It shouldn't be too hard to remember. I don't think that she's missing your name. I think she's doing it on purpose to be a bitch. Regardless, I hand them their copy of their agreement.
Wonderful. Your team works unbelievably fast.
Unbelievably fast. Ma'am Hana skims through each one of them with a scrutinizing eye, checking every page for any inconsistencies and errors. Despite the unassuming impression she gives off, she appears fully aware of what to look for in the process that goes into contracts like these. Well, I'm glad, Iridium, because you desperately need to get some sleep from time to time. It is surprising, to be quite honest. I haven't pegged her for someone who is well versed in these things yet. Here she is. She shows some of it to her husband, and he responds with the same passive interest as if he's more than happy to leave everything to her. I can't tell if it's purely because he believes she's capable enough, doesn't care about what they are buying, or he simply finds such paperwork tedious. Apparently satisfied with what she's seen, Ma'am Hana clasps her hands together before extending it to us for a shake. Rose and I release a breath that we've both been holding, both of us more than happy to return the gesture.
That settles it then?
Are you really sure about this property, ma'am? We could easily find you a bigger one among our current listings. Something with a modern touch?
Something not haunted, perhaps? Rose shoots me a warning glance that clearly says, don't make a scene, we're almost there.
Of course, why wouldn't I be? The house is absolutely perfect, isn't it, darling?
A helipad would still be a nice addition.
Yes, well, we'll get there eventually, love. As I was saying, if your partner had the documents yesterday, we would have bought it right there immediately.
He's
Shame
reciting
she didn't have
music
it.
lyrics.
Well, there's still a few necessary documents we need you to sign after, but we'll let you know once we have those finalized. We'll be handling the process for the rest, so don't worry about it, ma'am.
They'll be in escrow for 2 months.
Within a week, I hope. We still have a housewarming party to plan after all. You know how much thought should be put into those things.
I'll be honest. We moved into a house like a year ago and still haven't actually had a housewarming party.
There are servants for that, darling.
Love, wouldn't it be better if we handled it ourselves? A personal touch of sorts. It is our housewarming party and our new home.
Do people still have servants?
No more than a week, ma'am. Barring unexpected delay, of course. You can leave it to us.
Excellent. Well then, I'll leave you two to it. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Oh, and before we forget...
She discreetly folds something into both our hands and winks, a finger raised to her lips demanding our silence.
I know both of you worked hard on getting us this beautiful mansion.
That's a lot of money. That's a 50 right there.
Did I mention we reward our people generously?
The last American Horror Story I saw... Oh shoot, what happened in it? I think it was the one from last week.
But this is... Ma'am, I can't accept this.
Shut up.
Don't you worry, darling. It's a small thing coming from us.
Wish I was that rich.
Consider this your bonus for a job well done.
I like... it's so weird looking at that picture of her and then going up and seeing that picture of her. It's very disorienting seeing the different change in art style. She smiles sweetly like this is simply the most normal thing for her to do in the world.
Before I forget, my lovely interior designer would appreciate it if you hand her a copy of the floor plan as soon as possible.
It is.
She's dying to work on the house.
It is a bonus that is specifically given to her by the rich fucks she sold the house to, on top of the commission that they're already making for selling the house.
You can do that, yes? Here's her contact. Certainly, ma'am. We'll have it processed as soon as possible. I knew I could count on you,
later,
lovelies.
I love you, but I think you kind of need
to see you too soon so we can
tone
get
it down
this
just a
closed.
bit. Just like that, transaction over and done with. My mind's still reeling even after they've left. Other agents will kill to have clients like them. Part of me feels lucky about the fact. No lengthy negotiations, no sudden change of minds. Just talk, signatures, a few handshakes here and there, and we're done. The other parts? A second ago, we sold a haunted property to 2 innocent clients. I wouldn't call them innocent. Sure, the commission is big. Big enough to continue funding Papa's treatment and hospitalization. Big enough to pay for all 4 of my young siblings' schooling. Heck, it'll keep me away from instant noodle diet for months. I don't have to go back to the mansion as well once the deal's been closed, much to my sanity's relief. Oh yeah, I know it's a Green Day song. But knowing something's in there and we give it to a good couple despite that, oh, Isabella, the things you do to sell a house and get money, Papa won't be happy about that. They chose to get it. At least I have good news to tell them next time I call home. The little lie I told Mama this morning isn't a lie anymore.
Well, there's something. So how does it feel?
How does what feel?
Your first big multi-million-pound sale, silly. I know you've been with us for years, but this has got to be memorable for you.
Yeah. I don't mind streaming Life is Strange Before the Storm. I just have to get it. I actually am really thinking about streaming South Park The Fractured Butthole.
Come on, show some enthusiasm. They gave us a bonus, too. Aside from the commission and the other bonus boss promised.
And they're getting they have 3 bonuses.
What are you gonna do with it?
Can I have 3 bonuses?
I don't know. Send it home, probably?
All of it?
Not everything, of course. Most of it. I'll leave some for my living expenses.
Listen here, Isabella. I'll teach you something I should have told you before we ended your training.
She slings an arm over one of my shoulders and leans in close to my ear as though she's about to share a big secret.
It's okay to celebrate from time to time.
I don't get it.
It's simple. Go out, do something for yourself. Throw a party and treat your friends to free food. Didn't you say the last one's some sort of tradition back at home for you? Hello, this is practically a done deal.
Isn't throwing a party a bit excessive?
Ooh, lesbian relationship.
Your call. I won't say no to an invitation, by the way, in case you really are planning to throw one. A few drinks would be nice too, thank you very much.
Throw your own fucking party. You're getting the same amount.
I don't think my apartment's big enough for that.
You could always move? Bloody hell, you're working in real estate.
I don't think this woman has any idea what's going on at her house.
I think I'll pass. That's too much of an unnecessary expense for me. But I did promise Becca free lunch in case the sale goes well.
You go do that. Hold on a sec.
She quickly removes herself from me to answer the phone on her desk. Her tone shifts from playful to professional in the span of a few seconds.
Today? Not a problem, ma'am. I could bring you a copy of the contract if...
Must be another client. Nothing surprising there. She is one of BRC's top agents, regardless of how modest she appears. Yes, hookers. The stream froze? It looks like it's good for me. Saleswoman through and through. I, on the other hand, have very little knack for it. Of course, I learned eventually. I had to. But someone else will, without a doubt, do a better job. Once, though, in a drunken stupor, Rose told me a story of what could have been. Years ago, wide-eyed, young, and brimming with yet-to-be-fulfilled dreams and ambitions, she was a term or two away from a nursing degree. Out of courtesy, I never pressed on the matter further, but perhaps it is where the sense of fondness started. The small connection due to the one similar experience with our respective lives. Of goals we both let pass us by because of the circumstances we're in.
I'd be happy to discuss this over tea, ma'am. All right, I'll be there. Thank you.
New client?
Reassigned. Have you heard from Mark at all?
No problem, man.
Not since the first visit to the mansion. Why? No news from the HR yet?
None at all. Boss thinks he ran away. I doubt it, though. He's too much of a wimp for that. There must be another reason. Who knows? Anyway, I've got to meet this one. I'll see you later.
She throws a casual wave over her shoulder as she rushes out of the office. The lunchtime bell sounds shortly after, followed by the clatter of fellow agents also heading out for a much-needed break. Ordinarily, there's no need for me to go out, but oversleeping didn't allow me the luxury of packing my own lunch today, if one can consider taking an instant noodle cup from your pantry packing a lunch. Time to make good on the promise I made to Becca, I suppose. Maybe invite Zach and Ash, too. Boop. Not much is happening. Got it. In the end, only Becca and Zach could come. Ash, on the other hand, can't be reached. All of my calls went straight to his voicemail. He is at it again. Right here today, gone the next day. Oh well, his loss. We've agreed to meet at a nearby cafe, the same one I usually frequent with Becca because it's cheap and they give away free bread around closing time. Ooh. Well, I'm glad, Cuervo. I'm glad I can take you on new experiences. I'm never saying no to free stuff. I never say no to free stuff either. Oh, it's pretty. And I want that one right there. Ooh, corpse party. Quaint, a little old-fashioned, though looks a wee bit out of place amidst the city's tall buildings, but we love it all the same. Much like the small building's facade, the interior carries an antiquated charm to it. Vintage art pieces and a row of shelves boasting an extensive collection of books cover the walls. It would have been nice to hang out here for hours on end, but even on a weekend, the place is still packed with people. Thankfully, Becca and Zach have already found seats and is engaged in some casual chatter when I arrive. It's strange seeing the two of them without Ash accompanying the other. They've never been particularly close. Sure, they talk when they meet, laugh at the same thing when there's something funny, but there's distance, the kind born purely out of any differing interests. That, or Zach simply afraid of Becca. Can I just say that this fucking mouse with the cross on his head is freaking me out? It's not impossible, and I won't blame him if he is. He might be the tallest in our group, but everyone knows the meanest. Oh, that means nothing against Becca's temper. I was gonna say she was the meanest, but okay. Even I am a little scared of her.
Zach! Becca!
Well, you seem to be in a better mood today. What happened? I know that smile, Belle. Come on, still.
Don't rush me. I'm still trying to find the proper words for this. Let's order food first, okay?
Waitress comes by to take our order. On a normal day, me and Becca and I will order a hearty serving of their special vegetarian stovies. Zach takes anything with a good helping of meat, sausages, or potatoes in it. But today's a good day. Great even. It's not wrong to indulge a little, right?
Today's special. For the three of us.
Even the person jotting our order down looks surprised at today's meal choice. She writes it nevertheless and leaves without a comment. Becca furrows her brows in consternation, her mouth halfway open, ready to let loose a string of reprimands.
Don't worry. It's my treat.
The glare Becca sends me reminds me of the one I got from Mama when I punched a kid bullying my younger brother 18 summers ago. Naturally, I never did it again after she made me apologize the next day. But Becca's far from being my mom. A small sheepish grin is enough to dissolve that frown into a defeated sigh. Food arrives in the middle of a funny story from Zach, putting the rest of the conversation on hold as we are served our order. Why is it so fucking long? It isn't anything fancy. Pan-roasted sea bass with citrus-dressed asparagus, and a portion of mashed potatoes on the side. Or at least that's what the daily special board says. That's nothing fancy? Never did pay attention to it whenever I come here, since they price whatever's written way above what I'm willing to spend on food on a single day.
Oh, good. I'm so hungry, I think I'm dying.
You're always hungry.
Hey! Not all the time.
I'm always hungry.
Let me guess. You skipped breakfast again.
Not on purpose. I may have overslept by a few seconds today.
Right then. Stop stalling, Isabella. What's this about?
Let us say it, Rebecca. She wouldn't be inviting us out if it wasn't worth hearing out.
Well, we're waiting.
Actually, like, it's been super rainy and cold here. It usually is start autumn and into winter. So I want soup, but like I'm on a specific like diet. I don't eat carbs, or I try to eat as little carbs as possible. And there are like really good soup recipes, but that means I have to go out into the shitty weather to get the stuff to make the soup that I want because of the weather. So I just have coffee.
I'm treating you guys to a once-in-a-century thing!
Oh, fires are gone, thankfully. And apparently this bitch really likes acting like my mom.
I'm sorry, say that again.
And this is important because...
Becca only raises an eyebrow at me while Zach appears like he didn't get the punchline to another lame joke Ash made, and is desperately searching for someone to explain it.
Okay, let me do that again. Guess what, guys? I'm paying! I sold the house!
Oh no, well it would still be within my diet. I just have to go outside and it's cold. As the news sinks in, their expression goes from sheer puzzlement to utter surprise. That's more like
You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. As of today, I'm Maria Isabella Grace Cruz Santos and free from my instant noodle binge.
This has to be a fucking slow burn game. Also, why does she have the same last name as Rose? And why was her mother calling her by her middle name? How's it going, Jaceel? It is always nice to see a new face here.
Wow, seriously?
Hold it, Belle. You sold the house?
Yep.
Which house is this? In Anslem Village? The one with the open house yesterday?
The one and only. Come on, Becca. I know you've got a better memory than that.
Oh. Oh, wow. That's... wow.
She lets out an audible hum. Although she's nodding, she gives the impression of someone who has heard something unbelievable and is still forcing her brain to absorb it. Did she think that we won't be able to sell it? Be nice to my fans. Well, I'm glad I have fans. You guys make my day. Have some faith in me, Becca. Am I not your best friend or what?
You don't believe me?
Why was that in her mind? Hey, River. It is great to meet you. And I'm glad that you were at my stream. The words tumble out of my mouth one after another before I can stop them. I've been trying to avoid bringing up yesterday's little spat, and judging from the looks on their faces, it seems they are too. They really do sound like it's very dispositional. Me and my stupid mouth.
I'm sure it ain't the way you're thinking, Bella.
No, I do believe you. But don't you think the sale happened a bit too fast? The open house only started yesterday, and now you already have a buyer?
There's another corpse art again?
It happens from time to time.
Yeah, but look, I'm happy for you. Just yesterday, you've been really worried where to get money for your dad's new treatment. And now, all of a sudden, you have something. What if the sale doesn't push through, or I don't know, they're a fraud, or they suddenly back out? Isn't it a little too early to celebrate?
Huh.
Rebecca does have a point, Bella. If you haven't closed the deal yet, there's
Can
still
you
a
link
chance
it in
they'll
our
go
Discord?
back on
Because
it.
I would totally play that.
They don't seem like it to me. The lady appeared to really want it, and she approached me without even finishing the tour.
Pressured me into it, more likely, but I'm not going to tell Becca about that. Knowing her, she'll only fret.
And she already hired someone to handle the house's interior design.
You're joking. Who would do that?
The Wrights, apparently.
A rich bitch.
It's actually pretty funny. She's a bit too excited to get the property, she forgot to buy it. At any rate, they've already signed the agreement today, so it's just a matter of time. And don't tell anyone about this, but Ma'am Hannah also gave us something extra.
Something as in...
As in, it's why I can treat you two to a free meal.
I'm most surprised you accepted it.
She didn't really give us a choice in the matter. So don't lose sleep over this, okay? The couple really want the house.
Yeah, pretty much.
If Rose didn't stop them, they'd likely have paid up front for it yesterday. That's despite the legends, too. I even tried to show them the letter. But nope. I want this house, darling. Go take all our money.
That was a horrible fucking accent.
You don't really think they believe that, do you? I'm pretty sure for them, those are just rumors as well. No one is that superstitious in this day and age, Belle. Well, there's you.
I really wish that they would stop talking about the rumors and the hauntings and the ghosts and actually show us the hauntings and the ghosts.
Right. You know what? I'll just eat all of these by myself.
I would. I begin to gather their plates to my side, the food in each still untouched. A laugh almost escapes my mouth with the way Zach's expression quickly changes to disappointment. Becca's hand interrupts me just as I'm about to pull her plate closer to me.
I'm kidding! Don't go all pouty on me again!
Exposition goes on for fucking ever. Expositional game is expositional.
In all seriousness,
and yeah,
though,
if my friend's paying
I'm just
for something
concerned
for
you'll
me,
get
I'm gonna
hurt if
fucking
this
take
doesn't
it,
happen.
especially if it's
I
food.
know how badly you want to close this deal for your papa.
I'm sure he's gonna be fine now, though, with the money. They don't know yet. I think I'll call them tomorrow. Let them know things will be easier.
How's it going, Vortex? Are you... Soul Eater, are you just saying that because he's black?
Mama said this morning he's showing progress with the new treatment,
That kind of
too.
does, actually.
It's just a matter of time.
I allow myself to fully smile, genuine and uninhibited. Thank you, Neverstar. It's strange having to talk about this with other people, even those who has known long enough. Even those who have known you long enough. The English, if her father ends up dying, then that's sad. But today, things simply feel a whole lot lighter with them here. Lunch passes in an enjoyable fashion. Thank God, fast forward. A laughter here, a playful jab there, most of it spent catching up on the others' new projects or whatever keeps us busy these days. Something we couldn't afford to do the day before, taking into account what happened. Not all black people sound the same. Even Becca's surprisingly chatty. Is there something in the sea bass we ate? Zach, though, appears less energetic today. While he's far from being a life of a party, he's definitely not the type to keep quiet in a conversation with his friends. Apart from a few inputs, he's been silent the entire time. If Becca notices...
Are you sure you're not feeling under the weather, Zachary?
Huh? No, I'm okay. No worries, Rebecca.
Doesn't sound okay to me.
Racist jokes are racist.
It's okay. I might be feeling a little bummed out today, but I'm sure this will pass.
Oh.
Is it about the reviews this morning?
A pained expression crosses Zach's face, and almost immediately Becca retreats in her inquiry as though a man's look is enough for an answer for her. I look between the two of them. Did I miss something? What happened this morning? Did I stumble on a big secret? This is why I don't like waking up late.
You heard about those, huh?
Sorry, I just happened to check on some sites this morning.
Nah, it's a very sensitive topic in the first place. I should have expected it.
Aww. I'd be super sad if, like, I made a movie and put all of my fucking effort into it, and got bad reviews. Which someday, probably in, like, 2018, Bear and I are planning to make a trailer for a movie that we'll probably never make. I'm not telling you about that, though. It's a surprise. Becca glances at Zach, her motions unsure, eyes asking for his consent on the matter. Although there's a small desire to keep asking on my part, I don't dare voice it out. With Zach, it has always been better to wait. Let him speak on his own. Becca, too, to some extent. Although with her, explosions of temper are more common. Fuck that bitch. In the end, he simply answers with a momentary shift of his shoulders, gesturing for her to go on with a tilt of his head.
It's his movie.
Shown on Pornhub? What?
That doesn't explain anything. Stop dangling the information, Becca.
Zachary, I'm not the one supposed to be telling her about this. At the end of the day, it's still your documentary.
Oh, no, not on Pornhub.
Is it something bad?
It's actually going to be like a legitimate, like, B-movie trailer.
Not bad per se. You guys don't need to dwell on it much.
Bad? Listen here. I wouldn't trivialize what those bowheads wrote if I were you. They're ruining other people's jobs.
From how her tone rises in anger, it seems she is the one slighted, not Zach. A snicker escapes me, which I promptly stamp down as soon as she sends me a hard look.
This isn't a laughing matter, Isabella. Some bowbag just insulted him.
What's a bowbag?
Calm down, Rebecca. Those are just reviews, and it happens a lot.
I do not ken about you two, but calling the entire film an out-and-out drivel, you're better off watching an educational kids' TV show, and worst 1.5 hour of my life, among other things, isn't exactly a critique any decent movie reviewer would say. If you could call that a critique, did we even watch the same film?
Well, maybe I ain't cut out for it. Better stick with my photography or something. If nothing else, this helped me open my eyes to what I can and can't do.
you're giving up.
It was just something experimental I did on my free time anyway. It's no big deal.
But you worked on it for months.
Doesn't look like it matters for those people.
Don't say that!
Well, you're always gonna have someone you can't make happy. My palm strikes the table, sending the tableware on top clinking against each other. I haven't even noticed when I've risen off my seat. But here I am, chest heaving, looking down at him in the same manner a teacher will at any unruly student. Actually, Becca was not talking during the whole film. It was everyone else who was talking. Becca wanted to watch the film. Becca's probably proud. I don't mean to yell, but there are some things people like Zach aren't supposed to say. How exasperating. He of all people should know.
If you give up now, how do you know you won't make a name for yourself creating films in the future? It's just a review.
Except they're pretty well-known critics.
Well, they can go fuck themselves with their well-known critics bullshit.
Why does that matter? They aren't the ones calling the shots on this. Isn't that why they have a committee? Right, Becca?
An amused gleam in her eyes when I turned to her. What does she find so entertaining about this situation? Help me here. Your friend's about to quit his passion for a petty reason. I've not read what those people wrote against his work, but a few scratching words shouldn't be enough to discourage someone. Oh. I should know, after all. I'm...
Failing means you're playing, Zach. Not that I'm saying it's bad. I've seen it from start to finish, and I know for myself what you created isn't something people should scoff at. I don't know anything about filming or photography. Hell, I don't have an inkling of artistry in me except for those doodles I make for class. But I know what I watched. Look at Isabella.
Yeah.
It's not every day you see her all riled up like this.
Cult classics. And some that turn into infamous fucking money trains like Sharknado. Whatever I'm about to say gets lost in my tongue as a flush of embarrassment blooms across my face.
It was a heat of the moment thing. And anyway, I'll be very angry with you if you quit. What about the exhibit?
What exhibit?
Classified information.
Even if I bring you your favorite tonight?
I'm totally okay with the fanfic of me and Toru. Toru
Nope,
and I.
not a chance.
How's it going, crazy Emily?
Oh, come on!
Rocky Horror
I
Picture
thought we
Film.
aren't supposed to have secrets.
Thanks, you two. I might need some time alone to myself for a while.
Honestly,
Just to think about
Mr.
things,
Shadow, I
how I'll go
normally
from
like
here, that sort of
games
stuff.
that you can connect. As long as I don't have to be on film when I voice act. Then yes. But I don't know who's gonna voice act Toru.
Hey, I'm not quitting, Bella. Don't give me that face.
Honestly, like... this just goes on forever. There's no face at all, only a poor imitation of puppy dog eyes, even if you can call it that one.
Promise?
I'll be damned if I break any promise I make to you guys. Besides, you're right. It's too early to say anything right now. What's night ain't for another week?
That's all the answer I needed from him. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, damn it. As sentimental as it sounds, there's a fulfillment in knowing another person you know won't take the same path you've walked. It's not like it's over for me, though. I've still got time. I can still come back. Do my own thing, do what I really want to do. Surely once Papa recovers, or dies, once I'm done with everything. Inside my bag, my phone buzzes unexpectedly, breaking the pleasant afternoon lull. Bad news.
Hey, Isabel. You at the office?
Ha ha. Very funny, Rose. I'm hanging up.
Don't. I'm kidding. Be PRC says the floor plan copies are ready for Miss McCullough to pick up.
She states that as if it already explains everything. Then, out of the blue, she launches a long rant about the awful state of Luxborn streets, betraying her cheerful greeting. All of which she says in a single breath, and I can barely keep up and make out a single word. I stay quiet, if only to avoid becoming the next subject of her frustration. She is similar to Becca in that regard. Oh.
I'm stuck in horrendous traffic right now. Bloody stupid drivers.
You know, Soul Eater, there's actually a website that I do voice acting auditions on. You could always try posting the project there and seeing if people will audition for it. When she finally ran out of things to complain about and stops, what she says next still has none of what I'm hoping to hear from her. Just a quick, mumbled plea for me to meet the Wright's interior designer at her stead, and in...
Anyway, I'll leave it to you. Bye. Thanks.
Classic Rose. She ends the call without even asking for my input. Woo! Journal. I did things. Things and stuff. Things and stuff. What do I have to do to fucking... well, Zach and Becca. Becca hates me less, and Zach likes me more. Got it. Ooh. The sky is cloudless, and the noontime sun beating down on the hard concrete when we depart from the cafe. How's it going, Sam the Eevee? I love Eevees. I love Eevees because they can become like anything. And all the evolutions. It's far from unbearable, but it's enough to put most people in a fickle mood and make them vulnerable to catching something. No wonder we have staff members going AWOL lately, not to mention my boss's mercurial mood. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I want our usually cloudy weather back. For all the gripes about the unpredictable weather, though, the streets of Luckbourne remain constantly busy. The hurried tapping of shoes against the pavement and the inane chatter coming from the lunchtime crowd fills the humid afternoon air. A small reminder of the things we've yet to do, regardless of how much we want to return to the comfort of my bed. Oh, I so want to return to my bed. It's right over there. Back to Briar Realty for me, Zach to a meeting with a magazine publisher featuring luxury houses, and Becca to her lesson plans and books at home. But more than once I catch her sneaking a longing glance over something displayed on the shop window. Does she want to buy something? Maybe I can get it for her for Christmas. I turn my head at the last shop she checked out. A fleeting glimpse. The world stills. Fucking finally! I was wondering where this bitch has been. She looks at me, eyes hollow, gaze piercing, and boring into my very soul, like a set of chains to keep my whole body still. I have 3 body pillows, thank you. There are no shadows or whispers this time, only a plea, a hum, low and indistinct, compelling me, beckoning me, intent on dragging me to the void beyond the glass. I don't dare move. My heart hammers against my ribs, each beat, every thump screaming at me to look away and make a run for it. I can't. I couldn't. All of my limbs feel heavy, while my own breathing strains in the face of her calls.
Leave me alone.
Her mouth is stretched in a grin, wide and unpleasant. The panic builds up in my chest, forces me to take a tentative step back. It's like Ju-on once you enter the house the bitch follows. Maybe? She's definitely an Onryo, which is a classic Japanese vengeful spirit. Usually, like The Ring or Ringu and The Grudge are essentially onryos. They're mythological Japanese spirits that were killed or died in some way and have unfinished business or a vengeance or a grudge. And basically become this with like long black hair and like super pale and everything. It's really strange how the Japanese culture actually like utilizes black hair into horror stories. And yeah, I don't see any reason why not, as long as I can put my chair together, Shadow. I try not to stare at the decaying flesh, the blood streaming from the gaping wounds on her arms, or her nailless fingers. I cannot imagine that. I don't want this. Not like this. Not after what I got. Or, not after I got what I want for Papa.
Oh no, stop. Leave me alone.
Her face contorts into something twisted and she lets out a wail, sharp and utterly unforgiving. Rage. There's only hatred and bitterness, as if the very notion of turning away from her is an offense in itself.
Please! I don't want this!
Yeah, they're pretty much like Japanese poltergeists. Before I know it, I'm stumbling backwards, my own throat hoarse from screams I don't even notice already coming out of my own mouth. The back of my feet catch on a loose stone, sending me sprawling on the ground. The resulting pain completely jolts me out of the haze, blurring my mind. For a little while, my surroundings appear unfamiliar until Becca's face swims into my vision. I just imagine her face just, you know, swimming, whatever. A look of concern is on her face, and her hands are gripping my arms tight. Even Zack appears beside himself with worry while he stands behind her, acting as a shield against the small crowd of onlookers already forming behind us.
What happened?
Bella, you okay?
My mouth opens and closes, but nothing comes out. The words refuse to form. On impulse, I sneak a swift glance at the display window. She's gone. Yet, the foreboding feeling hasn't left me. My hands are shaking as I push myself off the ground, weakened limbs relying solely on reflex and muscle memory. Something icy has made its home in the pit of my stomach. I want to throw up. Anything. To get the wretched sensation out of my gut.
You were screaming, having a fit!
Oh, thank you, Sam.
Zack, call someone!
See ya, Soul Eater.
No, don't. I'm good. I'm good. I need to get to the office. Rose, the floor plans. Someone's going to pick it up. I'll see you later.
Careful. Don't stand up yet. Stay put, Isabella. Zack, you watch over her for me. I'll call for someone.
I attempt to smile to put her at ease, but it likely comes off as a grimace. Gently, I push her hands off my shoulders. My knees are still trembling, but I can stand. Leave. Leave me. Stay away, far from here. Away. The humidity's stifling. Everyone's stares are unnerving, and Becca and Zack's concerns are suffocating. I want to be away from here. I break into a run. Wow, that was abrupt. Ooh, spoopy. I wish I hadn't left my bed this morning. That adorable bat plushie. I want it. And the sheep. I didn't forget you, sheep. I didn't forget you. It's easy to fall into a cycle of negative thinking, with only the occasional drips of water on the sink and the whirring of the fan blades to keep me company. And the TV that has been on Channel 8 News all day. The room is devoid of any other light source apart from the one streaming from the hallway and the windows. Spoopy, scary skeletons. Even with the clutter I've accumulated over the years, the room feels a whole lot bigger than it commonly is. I hug my knees closer as a group passes by outside. Loud. So loud. If only there's a way to tune everything out, to keep my head from replaying every image, every sound of her, Those are called headphones. Her screams, her awkward gait as she reaches for me, her bone-chilling smile, her pleas for... Enough. That's enough. A shiver passes over me, though it's not from the hair that's still hanging damp against my back, nor the draft that enters the room from the windows I've left wide open. My gaze shifts over to the letter sitting on the coffee table. Its edges flutter innocuously as the wind touches it. Funny how an ordinary-looking piece of paper can bring this much trouble. The impulse to throw it away or rip it into pieces is still there. I can easily do it, but after that, what? Will she leave me? What about those people who've already seen it? Will they be okay? This uncertainty gnaws at me. Knowing she's real and might also go after the people I care about. I just wish someone would listen. Believe me. The abrupt break in the silence nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Blindly, I fish the gadget out from the mess of cushions and paper beside me, where I've carelessly thrown it earlier before taking a shower. Ash's name flashes brightly on the screen. Is he calling back because of this afternoon?
Thank you so much for spamming my inbox with the same message, Scaredy Cat.
Hey, Ash.
What's wrong?
I just had a long day. The couple who bought the house wanted us to finish processing the papers within the week. It's a little hectic, but we'll manage.
Really? You sold it?
Don't sound so surprised. I told you, you don't stand a chance. The rights won't take no for an answer.
Is my room as cluttered as this? Yes and no. There are not empty food containers in my room, except for this cup and a cup I'm going to be taking down to the sink. However, there's significantly more clothing thrown around, and I have more trinkets and less posters.
You've been on the losing end from the very start. Ha!
Yes,
Whoever
friend
said I
zone.
was interested in the house in the first place.
But you said...
His snigger comes off as annoying to my ears, and I fight the urge to end the call right then and there. Stupid Ash.
You're such an ass. And just so you know, I'm not treating you to a separate celebration. Or ever.
Yeah, this totally casual pair of panties just sitting over here, left alone.
No, that's just unfair. And here I was looking something up for you. Didn't you say you wanted to talk to Andrew?
No, I don't have that 300 poster. That was my ex's, actually. So, he has that. I have looking around, I only have 3 posters right now, if you don't count the Five Nights at Freddy's and Vocaloid one in the hallway. 2 posters. I have a poster of Sans from Undertale, a poster of the Undertale cast, and a poster of Morgan Ainsland in a bikini. But yes, a lot of clothing just scattered around because I'm lazy. She did change him into Ashhole. I did say that, but I didn't think he'd actually go through the trouble considering how much he scoffed at the whole topic in the first place.
Is he okay with that?
Sorry? Don't be sorry. Why are you sorry?
Totally. Besides, I need to ask him about something. I might as well do it soon. What do you say you come with me tomorrow morning?
Well, there's no harm in it, I suppose. I've got...
Great, I'll just pick you up.
Whoops.
Don't oversleep.
Don't compare me to you. I'm not the one who sleeps like a rock.
She kinda did oversleep. Another round of chuckles from him. Oh! For the X thing? Don't worry about it, we're still friends. We actually are roomies, so... No, we totally separated under mutual agreement, and just because we were going in different directions with our life, so... Trust me, it's totally fine. Channing Tatum, please. Oh, I will live for the day he'll stop making fun of me. Just you wait. You asshole. As I'm about to press the button to end the call, he clears his throat.
And, Isabella?
How does she know how he sleeps? The diffident tone in his voice sends my eyebrows shooting up to my hairline. Is the world ending today?
Yeah? Did you forget something?
Do you think we... Never mind. Good night.
He was gonna ask her out. How's it going, Keyshawn? Oh, he hangs up completely rude. Didn't even get to thank him. Busy tone, though muffled, echoes through the receiver. You left for the day of Channing Tatum to stop making fun of you. No one is saying this will work. Even I am doubtful it will. But right now, I'll take anything. Anything to get out of this nightmare. Sleep comes easier tonight. Oh, so that's Professor Andrew. Well, it is 57 after, and we are just gonna have to wait. Oh no, 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 don't do that. Well, that's like super sweet. I'm a sucker for romance, so okay. With that said, we're gonna save it here so that I can pick it up. I will not be picking it up tomorrow because, as you all know, Fridays is Jackbox Party Pack, where all of you lovelies can join me and play online with me. We played Murder Mystery last week, so maybe we'll play something like Bidiots or Drawful. Excuse me. But we'll be doing that at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. I have hiccups. And aside from that, I hope all of you have a great day, great night, whatever time it is where you are. And I will see you tomorrow to play some fun party games with all of you. I'll see you then. Hey guys, thank you for watching me. If you like what you see, why not click the like or subscribe button located below. It's because of quitsgaming.com and join our Discord, where we have a small group of people who do voice acting, play games together, do live streams together, as well as you can get your live stream added to it. So I will see you on there.